what I did on Sunday, December 18th and Monday, December 19th of 2022. I was in my office on the morning of the 18th and was busy responding to various inquiries, both from media, pro-life leaders, and friends regarding the big mistake that the Vatican made in saying I could not function as a priest. How big that mistake was is seen in the documented history and will be seen as we see the unfolding reaction to it and more of the facts get out. We're a complete open book, and I spent a lot of time on the 18th and 19th being that open book and explaining to everybody exactly what happened, which is all documented and which we are happy to tell. I then flew home early because my dad was in the hospital, and so I came up to New York that afternoon of Sunday, December 18th. I did various work on the plane and in the airport, and then got home just in the evening, and I was within that work posting various articles, writing some summaries, doing a bunch of phone interviews and conversations with other leaders, and then just settled in at home and went to bed. Now, come Monday the 19th, I had a lot of media interviews that were waiting for me to talk about this situation regarding the hierarchy. And so my brother and I decided to take turns visiting my dad at the hospital, and it was not anything critical. He was in a normal room, and so my brother took the 19th while I did all these different media interviews while also helping out my mom here at home. What did I do in terms of interviews? Well, they started at 6:35 in the morning with a morning interview, a radio interview. Then I connected with my staff for the usual morning meetings. Continued interviews at 9:15 with a reporter, just a verbal interview that for a story she would write up. That was at 9:15. At 9:45, I had a Zoom interview with another reporter, followed by 10 o'clock, Steve Bannon, War Room. I was on with him and told the whole story. At 11 o'clock, an interview with a Wall Street Journal reporter. From then, I went into another Zoom interview with a Washington, D.C. reporter at 11:30. At 12 noon, I had an interview with a Fox Digital editor. That was, again, a conversational interview for her to write up a story. That was at 12. At 12:30, I had a Zoom interview on One America News. At 12:45, I had an interview with a Breitbart reporter. Grabbed some quick lunch in between. At 1:30, I had an interview with my friend Jenna Ellis for her podcast. At 2 o'clock, went on to the Terry and Jesse show and spent a nice solid hour with them telling the story of the mistreatment I've suffered under the certain people in the hierarchy. At 3 o'clock, I had an informational meeting with our executive director and our general counsel. Now, that's for something completely different. That was for our street activism project. We were just getting ourselves up to date on the way that the courts have been treating First Amendment rights in terms of protesting abortion, counseling at abortion mills, and so forth. At 4:06, I went on to the Seb Gorka show to talk about what was going on with me and the hierarchy. At 4:25, I was on Newsmax for the Chris Salcido show. At 5 o'clock, I went on to the Eric Bowling show on Newsmax. At 5:30, I had a phone conversation with our friends over at Right Side Broadcasting Network. Squeezed in some dinner with the family. At 7 p.m., did a Skype test with Fox News. At 8 p.m., was on the podcast with Doug Barry and Father Rick Heilman. And then at 10:40 p.m. was on Laura Ingram's show on Fox. That was a full day of media. And that was Monday, December the 19th, 2022. Thanks for following these daily updates. We'll have more for you. God bless you in the meantime.